Warning, the following stunts are done by trained professionals. Actually, we're not trained. Robbie is just a dumbass and decided to do a drunken fantasy football podcast. The thoughts, opinions, and takes are ours and ours only. It is not our fault if you lose in fantasy football or sports gambling. Viewer discretion is advised.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Dilly, it's your boy RumboyzRobbie. You guys are probably like, whoa, wait, Robbie and the crew, a Wednesday night, what it do? You already know it is NFL schedule release time. You guys are definitely about to start seeing a whole lot more from me, all right? It is a underdog best ball summer. Now's the time that we really started cranking out drafts, because now we got to start thinking about correlation, strength of schedules, so on and so forth. Start taking, things like features and shit like that into account. All right, it's gonna be a wild summer. It's gonna be a hot best ball summer. More and more to come as the show goes on. Make sure you guys do download Underdog Fantasy on both iOS and Android. You can also use Underdog Fantasy right from your desktop or tablet, anything of that nature. Probably been seeing a lot of our ads across TV, and maybe if you just hopped in like a Uber or Lyft and you're like, oh, like what's that Underdog thingy right there? Yeah, that's us. Make sure you go ahead and check it out. App available on iOS and Android for all of your daily fantasy needs. Drafts, pick 'em, and much more. Greatly appreciate it. Big shout out to Underdog. Also, make sure you do get your tickets for the Fantasy Football Expo. Ladies and gentlemen, you will be able to party with the Rumboyz and many more at the Fantasy Football Expo. Also, previous sponsor that I just mentioned, Underdog is going to be in the house, so you'll also be able to meet some of that team as well. And you already know what it be. I am rocking my GLD shop, GLD.com. Look, it's spring. Summer's around the corner. You need to cool yourself off, and the only way to cool yourself off is to get some ice of your favorite team or your favorite Marvel character, rock it around your neck. Also check out something that maybe, throw on your teeth, throw on your wrists. We got watches, we got bracelets, we got everything else. Head on over to shopgld.com. Hey, yo, let's take them to the yacht.
Hop out in Miami with no land, ain't got no understanding. Out of here, I'm burning, no turn me on, you can't understand it. In the club, posted up, they lit up, no matter where I'm standing. GLD for the Cuban link, yeah, you see it there. Might spaz out on some taller shit, no on zero tolerance. Money conversations ain't hard to relate, it's hollering. See my neck, they acknowledge it, good friend, girl, when you're not.
Hey, and we are back. Ladies and gentlemen. Yo, without further ado, let's get into the cast and the crew. You already know how we got to do. First up, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy. It's the homie, GatorJ. Muted, my friend.
What it is, Modelo time. How we doing?
Let's go, man. Hey, we about to set off the best ball summer real hot right now. Make sure you guys share the link, share the content, like, comment, and subscribe. We do have another member backstage. More will also be joining throughout tonight's special. Give it up for Jorge Martin.
Órale. Everybody, ¿cómo estamos, everybody? Salud, familia, to the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. Oh, dilly, salud.
Really?
I can grab a beer, but you know what? I'm toasting you. I'll toast you with some tequila right after this because I am on fire and fuego for this schedule release. I can't wait. I can't wait. This is almost as more important than the NFL draft. you know, it's hot. It sounds hot takey, but you know what? It's very underrated.
I'll
Very
say
underrated.
it's just as important. It's
Yeah.
just as important. Because see, the combine is done, the workouts, the landing spots.
No, I'm gonna agree with Jorge here. It is absolutely the best day of year for people like us. For people like us that play best ball on a regular, we give a damn what team or what players go to what team. We don't care that Marvin Harrison is in Arizona. We just want to know who the hell is Arizona playing in Week 17.
Yes, and hopefully at home. Hopefully at home in that beautiful dome
on the turf. That's right.
Hey, for those that do not know, there is 1.5 million on the line this year for first place in Bestball Mania. $25 up to 150 entries. You do the math.
I did the math. That's $3,700 for a chance at 1.5 million.
Robbie, are you eligible?
Dollars.
Robbie, are you eligible to win?
I compete in admin drafts. Our pot is not as big, but I'm still competing for a grand. I'm competing for a grand. Like look, the company got like 485 people right now. All right, like almost damn near 500. All right, we're still a baby. Hey, but do not take us lightly. Cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the Rumboyz and girls want to do dilly.
Salud.
Let's go ahead. Let's get things started. Let's get things popping. First, we're going to start off with the news that took place today. Hard Knocks is a thing. It's going to be the New York Giants. Let's go around the horn. Let's get your thoughts on that, fellas.
You better get your Skinamax ready, because that's where it's going to be. It's going to be on Cinemax or Max or whatever they want to call it, HBO Max, or whatever the hell it's going to be. Yeah. So, get that. Unfortunately, because I have my phone plan, I get that part for free. Thank you to them. They're not a sponsor, so I won't shout them out. Screw them, boys. You know what? It's Hard Knocks. I mean, who are we going to be watching? Singletary. See how many times he can actually is Malik Neighbors actually going to be worth anything in fantasy?
I think he's going to be the star.
Yeah, but that's what my point is. We'll find out in a Hard Knocks if he truly is. The one thing what I want to see is what is this offensive line going to look like in front of Daniel Jones?
Content, Matt.
Can we find a Jamal Williams in New York, even if it's their third string running back? What is Tracy going to look like in New York?
With the New York Hard Knocks thing? First off, media in that city, very vicious. No. So you're already underneath that scrutiny. Now you're underneath the scrutiny of the whole world. Football's now global at this point with international games and such, which we'll get into as the show progresses and the schedule release progresses. I think we're going to see a whole lot of Malik Neighbors looking at Daniel Jones very motherfuckerly. I think we're going to see a lot of that.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a lot of fuck is going on here. You're going from LSU to the New York Giants. You know how organized things are at LSU? LSU has ran better than some NFL teams.
No, it's so true.
I'm worried about this. The league doesn't his body language already doesn't seem happy. Look at every other rookie that we've seen so far. Keon Coleman's getting all the media hype. Xavier Legette is great in press conferences. While we're all wooing over everyone else, Jaden Daniels is embracing DC. The only bad things that we've heard post-draft is it's going to take Drake May some time. And then it's been Malik Neighbors having to catch impossible, crazy passes in practice, and then his body language kind of after, and then them calling off their 10K bet between him and Jane Daniels. There's nothing in the league policy that says y'all can't do that.
I look at this one. I mean, to me, the big thing, a big storyline is going to be, where is Daniel Jones on his recovery from his knee surgery? Because he had the knee surgery at the end of November, and my compadre, Dr. Rumboyz, he and I on the I co-host the Injury Prone podcast with him, and one of the things that he's very concerned with where Daniel Jones is going to be in his recovery at that point. He's going to be a little bit more than 9 months past, but he's a running quarterback, which does impact those guys a little bit. It could slow him down at the beginning, but again, is he going to have a regular time frame in training camp? Is he going to be able to build, like Robbie, you said, are there going to be a lot of times where he's not able to build a good rapport with Malik Neighbors, and is that going to impact Neighbors getting off to a good start right off the bat? So I think that big time storylines. And does Drew Lock start to kind of like tug at the cape and be at the $40 million cape and become a real contender? I don't think it will. I think they've got a lot of reason to give Daniel Jones every opportunity, but that's gonna be a storyline to follow.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of narratives coming out of New York, sticking with the same team. Everyone else in the league got the memo that anything outside of international games, holiday games, a couple of week ones here and there, so on and so forth, anything that pretty much wasn't already going to be public information at this point was not to be leaked free 8 p.m. Eastern. The Giants clearly took this message and said, oh, wait, so you said now? And leaked their schedule. We're not going to get into the schedule itself because we're going to treat it as if they didn't even do this. But just your thoughts surrounding not reading the room, not getting the memo. Jorge, we allow you to start. Please embellish on this bonehead move. You have really from a publicist that worked with a major league team. What the fuck?
It's now I'm sure the NFL is, the people right across the, right across the bridge, just down the street, they're not going to be pretty happy. Somebody's going to give the owner a really, really stern phone call, because you know what? Yeah, that's the thing. They've got their TV show. Maybe a game or two gets leaked, but oh man, someone's going to, maybe there's a little fine or something that gets levied at that point. But really, it's just, you don't, it's like, it's almost as bad as leaking, who's going to be taken number one in the overall in the draft anytime before the first pick. So
exactly. Yeah. Gator.
Giants are just gonna giant, I guess. I mean, they got Hard Knocks, so they just felt like they were on top of the mountain at this point. It's not about the shield anymore. It's about themselves. What I thought was humorous is they leaked theirs at about 10:30 or so this morning, something like that, 11 o'clock, something like that. Yeah. And by the way, Good Morning Football is back on in the morning. I don't know if they're just a special today or because it's scheduled release, but to watch Peter Schrager and the fellas have to act like they are breaking the news because somebody down the street from their league office couldn't hold their pants
for 8 hours.
And we're like, click. Oh, you said don't hit send. My bad.
Oh man, I'm going to Giants. I'm going to Giants.com right now.
Just look, just super bonehead play. The person that I feel bad for more.
Listen, real quick, I just want to put
social media intern.
Or when you go there, you're not going to be able to see who released the schedule because it's already been retracted.
Yeah, I think
okay.
Retracted. Yeah,
it's just got this big black bar on released by or set up by big black bar. You're like, oh, okay, I know that guy.
No, like I feel bad because like this is the social media team and the marketing team's like big day. Like this is where like Instagram goes crazy. Chargers,
Yes.
I'm talking to you. I am excited.
Yes.
Don't let me down, Chargers.
Come on, I want to see some good anime.
I know. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. Like let the story continue. Like please.
I mean,
So
Cody
no.
Rhodes got to finish his story. Why can't the Chargers, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. So no, New York, you guys fumbled, and whatever you post now at this point it's just gonna suck because now you ruined the surprise. You ruined the surprise. No one give Giants social media likes during these next couple of hours. Like we're just footballing. I'm kidding, New York. I'm kidding.
Are you?
We are.
Yeah.
We are 10 minutes from getting exactly what we want. We are going to work a little backwards here, and we are going to start with the Week 17 games that have already been announced. We are aware at this point we are going to have Kansas City at Pittsburgh, and we are going to have Baltimore at Houston. And remind me again, Gator, who are the Giants facing?
Colts at the Giants.
Colts at the Giants. Big best ball matchups. I'll let you guys pick one. Gator, you set it off.
Well, I guess we'll stop talking about the Giants, even though I think that's a juicy, at least on paper, looks like it's going to be a juicy matchup for the Colts as long as the Colts offense is still healthy at that point.
Or even having to utilize their starters.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Oh yeah,
they're playing the Giants.
That's a fair statement. Look, I'll look at the Ravens and Texans. I think that's going to be a juicy matchup all around. I think both of these teams. Now, the Ravens, just by looking at the teams that they are going to be playing, not necessarily by schedule, because of course we don't have that yet, but just by the teams that they're going to be playing, their opponents, they're playing 10 of their 17 games. 10 of those games are against playoff teams from last year. So that's going to be a pretty rough schedule all in all. The gauntlet, where is that gauntlet going to be? Is the Texans going to be at the end of that gauntlet, or is that gauntlet going to be way early for them, and then they're going to be recovering here and be looking for that playoff push and putting points up on the board? Well, we know the Texans are going to be making the playoff push as long as, again, assuming everybody stays healthy. That's the one I'm going to be looking for Christmas Day. And again, I think we need to say this. It's going to be on Netflix, by the way.
Yeah. Yes. I was going to bring that up. Way to touch on that.
Ooh,
hey, Netflix, right. Way to go get the bag. Way to go get. We love getting bags around at this YouTube channel. Way to go, Netflix.
For sure.
We love big business.
For sure.
I mean, can you imagine like the numbers?
We love big media business. Let me preface that.
The numbers that the Christmas Day games did last year, insane.
Well, and it's good. It's a Wednesday this year too, so it's like dead center of the week. So we'll have a couple of Saturday games, if I'm not mistaken, the week prior. Then we'll have the Sunday games like normal. Then bang into Wednesday, looking right again at Saturday again. I believe the next week for a week starting off week 18. So it's going to be. Remember a couple years ago we had. I wanted to say it was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then that because Tuesday was Christmas or whatnot.
Yeah,
we're gonna have very similar. It's not gonna be back to back. But we're gonna get like a 1 day break, just a breather from watching games and setting lineups, and then we got to get right back into it. There is none of that. It's not that 4 days of if you're setting your normal redraft lineups, you don't get that 4 day break of like. Whew, Let me breathe. No, you got to set your lineups right again. Get ready.
Fingers of fury. Just waiver wires.
And if you play in as many leagues as I do,
fingers of
calluses, baby, calluses.
I know people who who figure out their rosters. They've got to put them on a spreadsheet. They've got so many teams. So
I know this may sound stupid because both of you have been in this industry for so long. And if you remember a few years ago, and I'm sure it's happened many, many times, but people writing articles with AI, I need to get AI to set lineups.
Set my lineups, bro. I was literally waiting to make that joke. I was like, I already have it cooking. Jorge, your thoughts on the Week 17 matchups that we do have information on?
Well, I love that GatorJ. I love that he picked out the Ravens at Houston because it's a playoff rematch, but this time it's going to be in Houston. So I think that's going to be a huge, huge thing because I think it's going to be a great equalizer. I think C.J. Stroud, and let's also remember the Baltimore Ravens have had a lot of upheaval in their defense. So they may still, that this may be a step backward for that defense this year. Plus, you also lost Mike McDonald, the defensive coordinator. So could be maybe they're. I mean, I know they've still got some studs back there, but you know what? With three studs, I could see a big game from C.J. Stroud. I do love that Week 17 matchup for the Colts at the Giants because I don't think the Giants are going to be very good defensively with the new.
I don't think the Giants are going to be good at all, but.
Well, yeah, but I'm really hoping for Malik Neighbors that at least he's good. But that because they're going to have to throw a lot because of the fact that their defense is not going to be good. I think we could be looking at. Definitely Anthony Richardson game, but I think sneaky that could be a big game for Jonathan Taylor. I think that's going to be fun. A lot of fun. So I've already got Jonathan Taylor on a couple underdog teams, so I'm feeling really good. He's been my anchor guy, and I'm feeling a lot better about it after this news.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love calling out Jonathan Taylor there because with that Giants D, and more than likely they're going to still, the Colts are still going to be looking for that playoff push, right?
Yes.
In that division with Indy, with Tennessee, the Jags, and of course Houston. In that division, they're going to be looking for that playoff push, and they get a juicy matchup that week with the Giants because the following week we'll see if they're going to get in. Right, we'll know at that point if they're going to be in. That week could be, like you said, Ori, that could be a Jonathan Taylor smash week.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Let's keep everybody healthy.
Yes, please, por favor.
Let's go get this W. We'll get Jonathan Taylor 26, 27 touches. Week 17, get Jonathan Taylor 26, 27 touches, and Jorge is looking for that check in the mail there, Robbie. Go ahead, just postmark that.
Luckily, I don't work in payments, thank God.
Well, that's a direct deposit already. You ain't got to worry about no check in the mail, buddy. It's direct deposit.
Well, I'm gonna have some Michael Pittman, Anthony Richardson stacks too, so that I'm gonna look for that too.
Yeah, and throughout the duration, we'll definitely be addressing stacks because that conversation is very synonymous when we talk about Week 17 best bet correlation. Yes, we're gonna have some fun tonight, boys. Make sure you guys share the content. We're gonna have some fun tonight. For myself personally, look, it is very, very obvious that. Yes, the clear one of what we know right now for Week 17, while we're 2 minutes away from schedules releasing here. Yes, Ravens, Houston. We know about all the pieces. We know these are two teams that are going to be battling for playoff seeding and contention, so on and so forth. So that and just the way that's going to work out situationally. Obviously, you're going to want to maybe start targeting. A Zay Flowers, Lamar Jackson. I don't know how it's happened throughout my 3 pre-schedule release best ball drafts that I've done. I have 100% of Mark Andrews. There's no problems with going out there and grabbing, Mark Andrews still. I'm sure that throughout the summer we're going to be getting into, this whole, Laporta and Kelsey talk, which is where I'm going to get into talking about the Kansas City Chiefs here. Look, yes, we're not expecting Pittsburgh by any means to be competitive based on what we saw last year. Let me remind you that this is the NFL, baby. We do not necessarily know. And if the Chiefs are in a situation where they need to be fighting from a corner, all right, like a heavyweight boxer, and it's the Pittsburgh Steelers that are standing in their way, you best believe that they're putting all the starters out there, and they are going to Chief Tomahawk all across the Pittsburgh Steelers in order to make sure that they are primed and ready to go for the playoffs and make that deep playoff stretch. The Chiefs are not benching anybody because they want to make sure their bodies are primed come playoffs. even more reason to why I'm saying where, yeah, you may have to pay the premium to go and get a Patrick Mahomes, but you're also able to snatch up back-to-back even a Worthy or Rice. If you miss out on one, you can get the other. The ADPs are very, very, very next to each other, very close next to each other. It is also very equitable because of the Sam Laporta hype that is taking place right now, that is putting Laporta above Kelsey, to where Kelsey is, you are able to grab Kelsey.
I've grabbed him in the 4th round. That would have been crazy. Yes. That's phenomenal. You're still going to get 90 plus receptions, 1,000 yards, and 10 touchdowns. I'll take that in the 4th round. I'll take that over the receivers who are going at that point, because man, those guys are still good. But you know what? They're not going to get 90. Those guys the receivers at that point, they're not going to get 90 receptions and 1,000, 1,100, and 10. No. Give me that all day.
Sunday Night Football has been released for all. Except for the week 19, and that week 17 matchup for Sunday Night Football is the Dolphins at the Browns.
Ooh, I don't like that for the Dolphins.
I don't like it because it's going to be cold.
Yeah, it's going to be cold. They can't handle it. Have you guys seen the video that the Chiefs did for their? It's pretty funny.
Did they just drop their schedule release video?
Yeah, their schedule release video. They're smashing something to do with every team. So
Buffalo just dropped theirs as well.
Why did Dov drop it as a freaking grid?
Well, I mean, they got told they had to wait till 8 o'clock, and they all listened except for one team. Week 17 for Buffalo is Buffalo. Looks like at home against the New York Jets.
Ooh, that's spicy.
That
is spicy.
Should Aaron Rodgers remain healthy, that becomes very, very, very spicy.
Oh, the Giants just released their. Oh wait, never mind. They've already done that.
So weeks
in a graphic.
Weeks 15 to 17, you got the Chiefs. Boom! Chiefs let's see, Chiefs at Browns, home against Texans, and then at Steelers, as we talked about.
You ready for a spicy week 17?
Vámonos.
Philadelphia Eagles at home against the Dallas Cowboys.
Against Dallas.
Oh, man. That's going to be a track meet?
That's going to be fun because we get Atlanta week 17. Commanders get Atlanta.
Where is it? Is it in Atlanta or?
Nah, at Washington.
Oh, so Atlanta's got to come up to you.
Yeah, they gotta come up. They gotta come up to FedEx in the cold. In the cold.
Yes.
No dome, baby. Please let it snow in DC week 17 and let Brian Robinson just
Kirk Cousins going back home to his first NFL home.
Hey, Jay Daniels is gonna be like this is my home. I'm gonna show you how to do this, son.
Carolina at Tampa.
Oh wow.
That doesn't suck. That doesn't suck. That could be
suck at all.
There could be some offense in that game.
You know what? Can we just talk about Carolina really quick?
Vámonos.
Let's just talk about Carolina really quick. All right, from a best ball standpoint, from just a pure fantasy football standpoint. I'm not going to sit here and say that this is a 33%, exposure take. Maybe, where we're talking more around like a 10% clip. But let me get a couple of shares of Bryce Young and Xavier Legette. Let me get a couple of Bryce Young and Xavier Legette. What you got? What you got, Gator?
Detroit Lions at the San Francisco 49ers week 17.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, are you kidding?
Let's go.
Rematch of the NFC Championship where the Lions should have won. Oh, my, that's the scene of the crime.
Yeah. Yep, and it's going to be it's back in San Francisco too.
Browns, Miami, Sunday Night Football, Week 17.
I wish that game were in Miami, but I think the Browns defense is going to be Myles Garrett. Come here, Tua.
The Bears will be at home against the Seattle Seahawks, Week 17.
That could be interesting.
That could be interesting. What I worry about is how vicious Seattle's defense is.
I was thinking the same thing. Where's Seattle's defense? That secondary that really underperformed last year.
And that will be the Thursday night game on Week 17. So take that for what it is.
No.
The Thursday night games have not been overly impressive.
So let's see here. So full Week 17. Like we mentioned earlier, Chiefs, Steelers, Ravens, Texans, Seahawks, Bears. So that's Wednesday, Christmas Day. And then Thursday, the day after. And then Sunday's games for Week 17, Jets, Bills, Titans, Jags, Packers, Vikings.
Yes. That is, and that one.
Ooh, it's in Minnesota.
And that's in Minnesota.
Love
Minnesota. Raiders, Saints.
I mean, there's.
I'm not investing heavily in the Saints, even though I do have some Chris Olave. I'm not investing heavily in the Saints.
Yeah, I think he's the only one.
Yeah, pretty damn much at this point. Panthers, Bucks, Cowboys, Eagles in Philly. I'm just going to go ahead now. We're not doing predictions right now, but I'm just going to lay it out there. Philly is going to smack the dog shit out of Dallas. Dolphins, Browns. And then Monday, we close out Week 17 with Lions, Niners.
God, yeah. Football?
Did you bring up the Bengals at Denver? I'm sorry, at home with Denver coming in? I don't know.
The game's yet to be scheduled. Would be Broncos, Bengals, Cardinals, Rams, Chargers, Patriots, Colts, Giants, Falcons, Commanders. So where those will fall in on the slate,
right? Yeah, what they're showing right now is, at least for the Bengals Broncos, is December 28th or 29th. So
Cardinals Rams could be a sneaky shootout.
Cardinals Rams could be all right. So I tweeted this out fairly recently. I want the Cardinals to shock the world. I want the Cardinals to just cause havoc. I want complete anarchy from Arizona. Like, honestly, I want that division to be turned upside down. I want Marvin Harrison Jr. to tear it up. I want Kyler Murray to finally be the Kyler Murray that we've always wanted, and the hype that he's getting right now. Will it happen? I don't know. I'm hoping. We'll see. We'll see. Oh my gosh. Yo, they did Sims. Hold on. Hold up. I gotta watch the Chargers schedule.
Where is that one?
It's on Instagram.
They just
roasted the Raiders. Panthers week 2. They did the Sims this year.
Oh, yuck. Oh, okay, never mind. 1, 2.
Bro, the way that they win at the Steelers. Chiefs week 4. Bye week. So they get a bye week in week 5.
Yeah, I was just looking at a couple of the bye weeks. And I brought up Tampa. Tampa's bye week is going to be week 11, late in the season. I guess that's right about where you truly want to have it, though. Get that halfway point, right? The Chiefs bye week is like week 5.
Yeah, same thing for the Chargers.
I wouldn't think that most teams would want it that early.
That's epic. That's epic. So let's take a moment. We're going to, now that schedules are out, let's look at our favorite teams' schedule. Let's go ahead and prepare ourselves for whatever joy or pain. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at our teams and what we may or may not have to endure.
The Bengals on IG just trolling right now. They got the Chargers and the Chiefs, and they SpongeBob them both.
Oh my gosh, dude! I'm gonna wait to see. I'm gonna wait to see the Commanders. Here, let me just look at raise hail. Let's go. All right. Week 1, we play the Bucks.
That's a loss for the Commanders.
Gator and I are clearly going to be arguing on stream.
No. I'm serious. I'm looking at it. You've got a rookie quarterback more than likely, and that front for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensively is not a joke.
Look. It's a new season. We're not doing this right now. We're not doing this. You wanted some rebuttal on why your team is not going to win, and I'm just telling you.
It is in Tampa in that late window.
Look.
We'll take you down to Ybor. We'll get you a couple of cigars and cervezas, and
we're not
Cubanas.
We're not there yet. We're not. I only got one fucking game through my team. All right, so we got Bucks, Giants. We're gonna wax the Giants. Bengals. We'll see what happens. This is
on Monday Night Football. That Bengals game.
Rumday Night Football. Oh,
vámonos.
We got the Cardinals week 4, Browns, Ravens. Oh my gosh, you got a tough schedule. Panthers, Bears, Giants.
That'll be fun. That's going to be a fun game. Jaden Daniels against Caleb Williams.
Oh yeah, they they definitely scheduled that one up like for exactly that. Giants week 9. So we'll knock the Giants out the way early out of the division. We'll take care of them, throughout the first half of the season. Pittsburgh week 10, Philly week 11. Okay, so now we get division games back to back. Philly week 11 at Philly on Amazon Prime, Thursday night football. Then we got Dallas week 12 at Commanders Field, so we're away then home. Tennessee, we host Tennessee. Back-to-back home games for us. We don't get a bye till week fucking 14. Oh my gosh. Saints, Eagles, Falcons, and then Dallas to end week 18. Oh my gosh. Holy gauntlet.
Oh, and that last one's at Dallas. So that could be that's going to be a fun shootout. Dallas is great at home. That could be that last one could be a sneaky game for Brian Robinson because Dallas has not been good against the run.
Wow. This is going to be a painful season.
But you know what? It's going to be some fun. There's going to be some fun highlights with Jaden Daniels. And I just love that that Terry McLaurin finally has a quarterback who could throw a deep ball to him.
I want a championship, Jorge. I don't want highlights.
When's the last time a rookie quarterback won the Super Bowl?
True.
So, paciencia, mi amigo, paciencia. You got that guy out the door after 20 some years. So it's not gonna happen overnight.
I know.
It took Magic 7 years to win it took Magic seven years to win the World Series as a Dodger owner. I know he was precocious as a Laker, so winning it before he turned 21.
It's okay. Magic's gonna bring magic. We'll be fine.
Oh yeah.
Hey, that's not how you just gonna Why are you sticking up for the Eagles right now, Johnson? You're a Falcons fan. How about you worry about Week 17 when you got to face us? Gator.
You know what? There's some, but you know what, Robbie? There are some sneaky shootouts in here. I mean, that game against Tampa Bay had a bad secondary last year, so that could be
better this year.
Yeah, a little better this year, but when does a team go from one of the worst pass defenses to top 10? It usually if they're good, they get to the middle, but that Cincinnati one should be a shootout. That one against Arizona should be a shootout indoors. So the Carolina game, they're going to score some points because Carolina, they were a good defense last year, but they lost their best player, and they didn't really replace him. So
no, I think that we can look Bucks. I'll do this for y'all real quick. Bucks, I think we beat. Giants, I think we beat. Cincinnati usually goes off to a slow start. So how that one will turn out, I'll go ahead and say Cincinnati wins, but Cincinnati is always off to a slow start. So that's something that we do need to take account when we get into breaking down Cincinnati later. Arizona, we'll handle that. We'll handle business. I don't care about the Browns. The Browns are going to Brown. We're going to beat the Browns. Baltimore, we're going to get waxed. We're going to get waxed. We're going to get waxed. Carolina still got a while. They still need to get some things together. I don't think that they're just going to become a better team overnight. Chicago, it's going to come down to our kicker. It's going to come down to our kicker. Is
that your boy? Is that your boy?
Joey's not with the Commanders.
Oh. Joey's been cut twice by the last.
Oh,
yep. I think he's in New England now. No.
Yep. Yeah, I believe New England. I think So yeah, you know what? I'll go and I'll give that to Chicago. I'm not going to be biased here. We're going to beat the Giants at MetLife Week 9. I barely even think the Giants win 5 fucking games this season. Pittsburgh, that defense is ferocious. I'll give Pittsburgh the win there. Philly wins. We beat Dallas at home. We beat Tennessee. We beat New Orleans. Philly beats us. We beat Atlanta. And then Dallas beats us at AT&T. So what? We win 9, 8, at 9, 9. I see us winning 9.
I think you'd take that after the last few seasons, right?
Hell yeah, I take that. Hell yeah.
I mean, in that division, I mean, 9 wins, Robbie, could, but I don't think you get 9. I think you get 8. But 9 wins will probably at least get you in the playoffs in that division, and especially in the NFC. NFC is not.
Well, Dallas so I mean, and New York is not great right now. They're not doing good right now. So yeah, I mean, I'm willing to rock with that. Gator, tell me about your Bucks. Talk to me.
Well, I mean, it's pretty rough schedule, to be quite honest. I mean, starting off like you just said, the Commanders. You're saying the Commanders are going to win. I'm taking the Bucks on this one, and strictly because of our front four and you having a rookie quarterback. I think that's where the game's going to be won for the Bucks. But we'll talk more about that later. So I'm going to take the W there. We go back to Detroit after losing to Detroit in the divisional round last year. I think Detroit still does it again. Detroit is, I just think, that good. Detroit takes that one. So we end up 1-1 there. Then we back home with Denver. I just don't know what to make of Denver. So I think Tampa can actually hang on and win that game. A playoff game that we had last year against the Eagles. This time we go, the Philly is coming to us yet again. This time it's early in the season. Philly's got everything to play for. There's no, if we lose, there's no questions in Philly's head. I think Philly takes that game. Then we got go to Atlanta and then to New Orleans. I think the Atlanta one, that's a toss up for me. It's probably going to be Atlanta just with what they have on offense. But again, I still want to question some of the they could have been way better. Could have been way better if they'd used that number 8 overall pick somewhere else, but that's beside the point. New Orleans Saints are the New Orleans Saints. We'll take a W there. The Ravens, like you said, I just think they're just that damn good. We'll lose that game somehow, some way, even though that's at home. It's a Monday night game. Lamar Jackson just shows up in prime time, no matter what. It could be Lamar Jackson and a center on the field and the 11 Bucks, and he's probably still going to get a first down. I just whatever it is, what it is. Atlanta comes down to Tampa. That one we may take there. I think we split with Atlanta. I don't think Atlanta wins both games against Tampa. The Chiefs, we go to the Chiefs. This is where the gauntlet is. I mean, going to the Chiefs and then San Francisco coming to Tampa. I think both of those are L's. I don't see wins there. Week 11, we do take our bye. Finally, you probably have to take a bye. The schedule makers probably said, well, I mean, if you're going to put them up against the best team in the AFC and the best team in the NFC, at least, Super Bowl contender.
Give them a break.
We'll put them back to back. I guess we'll give them a break. We probably deserve 2 or 3 weeks of breaks after that, but that's whatever. That's beside the point. The Giants are the Giants, but we do go to the Giants. So that's the day before Thanksgiving, I believe, on the 24th. So I'll take the W there.
I just don't have much faith in New York, bro. I could very well see a universe where New York is possibly the worst fucking team in the league. This isn't because, and I'm not saying this as from like oh, I'm a Commanders fan. Hey. I'm not doing that. Like that. I think we know that I'm not coming from a place of that.
No, I mean they're going to lose 4 games. Lose 4 games to Dallas and Eagles. So that's 4 right there.
They'll probably lose the Munich game. I believe the Munich game is them and Carolina, right? Yeah, they'll probably end up losing that game.
I think that Carolina honestly improves. I could very well see Carolina dog walking the shit out of the New York Giants.
Yeah. I'm not. I think that's very true. But after the bye week, this is where the Bucs schedule gets much easier in on paper anyway, where they play at the Giants, at Carolina. The Raiders come to town. The Chargers, we go to the Chargers. We still have another game against Carolina and New Orleans in that final stretch, and we throw in a game at Dallas. Here's what I know about Dallas and Tampa. For some ungodly reason, if you remember the last, 2 or 3 years, Dallas and the Bucs have opened up against each other week 1. And they've split those games, right? Dallas won at Dallas. Tampa won at Tampa. But Tampa wasn't in either one of those games on paper, through the eye, but on the scoreboard, they were in both of the games.
Right.
I don't know why that is, but Dallas just seems to figure out a way to try to lose. So I'm not going to say that we're going to win that game because, again, it is in Dallas. It is week 16. There could be something for Dallas more to play for when it comes to the division. I mean, all in all, 8-9, 9-8 at best. At best,
he said Dallas finds a way to lose.
They do. They just
They do find a way to lose certain games that they should win, not just playoff games. I'm with you,
bro. What kills me is on Dallas's official website. So Dallas has a bye in week 7, right? And they put Vinny.
Did they put an L for that one too?
They put venue or they put to be determined next to week 7. Just say that it's your bye week. Just say that it's your bye week.
No. They got to figure out which brewery they're going to get fucking drunk.
Look, I'll just run through Dallas's schedule really quick. It seems like the league was like, let's try and hook you up, Jerry. Dallas at Cleveland, Saints at Dallas, Baltimore at Dallas, back-to-back home games early in the season, week 2 and 3. How that happened, whatever. Dallas at New York, Dallas at Pittsburgh. So they go on a road run like crazy. Dallas at Detroit, week 7 bye. Dallas at San Fran, Dallas at Atlanta, Yo, they are on the road from week fucking 4 all the way through week 9. My gosh. And then after a massive road stretch, never mind, they've kind of screwed Dallas. After a massive road stretch, right? They have to face a divisional, they have to host a division opponent in the Eagles. Do a Monday nighter, Houston at Dallas, back on the road at DC, host the Giants in week 13, host the Bengals, travel to Carolina in week 15, host the Bucks, travel to Philly in week 17, and then host the Commanders. I feel like they kind of got hosed, actually.
Yeah, gosh, man.
I mean, when you pay a quarterback $60 million and don't want to re-sign him, I guess you know that's what you get, right? I mean, by the way, Netflix is also doing a special on Jerry Jones and how a whole Dallas Cowboys. It's like a 10-part series. I just wanted to put that out there so that we knew why we didn't watch a lot of Netflix.
Look, Netflix saw the views come in from the Last Dance during the pandemic, and they were like, yo, when the world gets back normal, we got some shit for y'all.
Yeah.
like yo, because ever since then, have we noticed that like they have greatly increased the amount of it started with the documentaries, and then like it was like the reality TV shows. I think like they did like one about like Snoop's like Little League and shit like that. Like, you know, we had like a Last Chance U. Like it started doing like the reality thing, and then they did like the whole we're gonna do a live F1 race. They did that, and then it was like, yo, like wait, we can do live events that people are actually gonna watch and like be here. Like, yo, Netflix, look, run it up, run up a bag. Run up a bag.
Just to point this out too. I don't know if anybody saw this. I getting completely off the topic here, but Amazon Prime, I believe it is doing a docu-series on Chiefs of Holland.
Yeah, Chiefs of Holland is gonna an Amazon Prime one. Yeah, dude, we're gonna have so much off-season content. Like,
I do want to go back up and address Aiden's question here about am I worried about the Bucs this year losing the OC and Dave Canales. To be quite honest, no, I'm not. He was there for 1 year. What he was supposed to be doing, he didn't set out and do. There was still in week 15, week 16, there was still offensive players going, what do you want me to do it? How are you supposed to run this play? You were not getting them, you know, in OTAs, you know, preseason games through the first 14, 15 weeks of the season. We're not teaching these players who, by the way, when I say these players, I'm talking about a Chris Godwin, a Mike Evans, a Baker Mayfield, who have been in the league for a minute. We're not talking about, you know, a Caleb Williams who's just walking in the door. You know, we're talking about the guys that have entrenched themselves into the league.
Yes.
And that's where, when you look at I think it was week 15, 16, and 17, where it was just a massive, you know, the 2 or 3 weeks prior to that was just a massive like slump for both Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans. And then he went on that tear. And that's where they were just like, everybody said that Baker was just YOLOing, right? YOLO ball. No, that's where him and Mike Evans are like, F this. Let's play our game.
Bro.
I don't. And I think that's where the OC that came in from the Rams, from Kentucky and from the Rams, they already have a connection with Baker Mayfield, so he already knows some of that work. Where I'm concerned for the Bucs is actually the schedule and how it lines up. It's a pretty rough gauntlet. You know, when you pull up the Ravens, you're playing the Ravens, the Chiefs, 49ers, you know, the Lions, the Eagles. I mean, you're talking about playing multiple deep playoff runners. And, you know, it's going to be rough. Dallas. Oh, wait, that's not a playoff team. But, yeah, anyway.
Really quick, we are going to talk about Jorge's Rams.
Let's jump in.
Yes.
Did you see who their Week 17 matchup is, Jorge?
We were just talking about it.
We are about to get into that. We are going to get
the Cardinals.
Really quick, I do want to just shout out like this is NFL marketing day. Like you know. I do want to shout out the Rams marketing team. They named their schedule the Royal Tour.
Good shit. Good
That
shit.
is, I love it. I love it. Jorge, if you want to go through your schedule, feel free. Or
Yeah,
let me know.
I'm calling up the schedule right now.
Let's go.
Let's see. Week 1 at Detroit. Ooh, that's gonna be. That's gonna be. I mean, a rematch of the playoffs. I'd take that playoff game again, but I think it's gonna be Detroit winning that one again.
That's
Jared Goff getting that,
right?
Yes, Sunday Night Football. So that's gonna be fun. At Arizona with sneaky thing. The Rams. I mean, they kind of rebuilt their secondary and their pass rush, but I think they're going to be figured things out. I think that's going to be a shootout win against the Cardinals.
Yeah.
The 49ers, that's going to be a tough one. SoFi Stadium, it's going to be 60-40 49er fans. I think the 49ers take that one. Week 4 at Bears. I think they'll take Caleb down on that one. But, I think Caleb could get some points because I think the Rams defense is going to be figuring things out at that point.
I think Caleb definitely still has some rookie woes, like for damn sure.
I think the woes will definitely come when they've got to go on the road. I think at home they might be pretty good. I mean, if you look at CJ Stroud last year, he was perfect at home. On the road, he had a couple of good games, like one game against Cincinnati, but his hiccups were on the road, and his big loss to the Ravens was there. That Green Bay game is going to be so tasty. Oh, Green Bay coming to SoFi Stadium. Oh, man, it's going to be 50-50 because the cheeseheads are going to be in the house. They're going to be like, we need to see the sun for the last time for 6 months. So we're going to go to California for that game. Week 6 bye, then Raiders come to town. Raider Nation is strong in LA, but I think the Rams still take that one.
And what was crazy about that is that you're also going to get the Vegas fans, though, that have climbed aboard, that are going to, because they don't have to catch the flight. They just drive. That drive from Vegas into LA is what, like a couple hours?
It's 4 hours.
Yeah, it's 4 hours. Yeah. That's
you just did it. You just did it.
Exactly. I'm sorry. Yeah, continue. Yeah.
So let's see. I think after Green Bay, it's gonna be 2-3. I think Green Bay will beat them. I think that they beat the Raiders, so 3-3. And then Minnesota comes to town in a sneaky good game, but I think they'll still be figuring out what's if it's Sam Darnold or JJ McCarthy. So I think it's gonna be 4-3 at that point. Minnesota. The Rams just have Seattle's number, so I'm chalking that one up. 5-3. Miami game on Monday Night Football coming to town. Miami will still be good. God, can you imagine Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill on that fast track? Devin and Chain.
It's Veterans Day. Oh shit.
Oh man, you're not kidding.
You're not kidding. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a juicy game.
I think it's gonna be I think that one Miami. So we're 6-4 at that point. Rams are 6-4. At New England, chalk it up as a W. I mean, it'll be an ugly game, but I think it'll be Kyron Williams and Blake Corum in that game, just running it down.
The Patriots, not y'all.
Yeah. So the Patriots. So that's 7-4 at that point. Philly coming to town. Oh man, I just think it's going to be interesting what Philly is going to be at that point. Or with Kellen Moore now calling the plays, are they going to be back to the? But I think Philly takes that one in a fun game, on Sunday Night Football. Sneaky thing, Sunday night games at SoFi Stadium, whether it's the Rams or the Chargers, they're fun.
It's packed.
Yes, and Philly fans will be there. But yeah, I think Philly takes that one, in a close one. So that puts them 7-5 at New Orleans. Yeah, I don't think New Orleans is going to have the firepower to stay with the Rams, even in New Orleans. So 8-5, Buffalo coming to LA. Is Keon Coleman going to be a guy by that point, Robbie?
I hope so. At this, yes.
I hope so too. I really do.
By week 14, yes, I would hope so. If not, like Keon Coleman, I feel like it's going to be this. We're going to find out real freaking quick if he's just going to be a Jag, just another guy, or if he's going to like be the guy. So I'm giving him 4 weeks. I'm giving him 4 weeks till we know from a fantasy football standpoint.
Well, just think about it. I mean, AJ Brown, Debo Samuel, those guys kind of figured it out second half of their rookie season. I mean, so many guys. Amon-Ra St. Brown found it at the end of the season, and gosh, he's catching passes from Josh Allen. I'm chalking that one up to the Bills on that one.
Okay.
And then the 49ers. The 49ers in San Francisco, I think the 49ers will get them. At the Jets, Matthew Stafford's gonna will that game. So 9-6 at that point. Arizona, I think the Rams will just out talent Arizona, even though Marvin Harrison, I think, could still have a big game against that secondary. And then Seattle. Seattle coming here with the playoffs on the line. I think the Rams take that one. So that 11-6, I'll take that. I'd take that. I'm probably likely a playoff team.
Okay.
Yeah, real quick, I just want to point a couple things out, Robbie, if you don't mind. Stephon Diggs visits the Bills week 5. Saquon Barkley, the Giants in week 7. Kirk Cousins and the Vikings week 14. Crazy stat here. All of these games are 1 o'clock games. None of them in the later window.
I did take a look at that. I did take a look at that.
Amount of primetime games for each team. The New York Jets, San Francisco, and Dallas all have 6. Kansas City, Buffalo, Green Bay, Detroit, Cincinnati, Baltimore, Philly, Miami, and the Rams have 5. Houston, Pittsburgh, Tampa, Seattle, Atlanta, Cleveland have 4. Giants, Chicago, Chargers, and New Orleans are 3. Minnesota, Vegas, Washington, Denver, Jacksonville 2. Indianapolis, New England, Arizona, Tennessee each have 1. There's one team that I didn't name that has 0 primetime games. Carolina Panthers.
Holy shit. They learned that last year. They're like, yeah, we're never doing that again. I mean, like if you're Carolina, like if I'm Canales, right? I'm taking a look at that and I'm like, this is how they did us. If Tepper doesn't need to be involved in anything. If I'm Canales, I'm like, hey guys, like we need to take this personal. Let's go out there. Let's be a team. Let's go win some football games for the city. Because also, I mean, those primetime games, that's big money for the city. Carolina, get your shit together. Xavier Legette, take him to the moon. I know that you got it, bro. I want to take a break. We'll get back into picking and choosing different teams to kind of go through their schedules and look at records. I do want to just really look at week 1, and I want to just dive into opening week. Opening week, no matter the sport, is always a significant experience. There is nothing wrong at all. I'm gonna say like this. There's nothing wrong with experiencing a live game. I know that games have gotten very pricey. I know that consumerism has definitely kind of taken over and catapulted it. Sometimes in life you just pay for fun shit.
It's
All right,
worth it.
I'm gonna just put it that way. So I mean, if you do get an opportunity to go to a game, or who knows, maybe even win some tickets to a game, take advantage of that. Easter egg. Opening week, Thursday night football, September 5th. We get the Ravens and the Chiefs. We kind of already we already know about this one because a lot of the primetime games have already leaked for us, or were leaked before we even went live. Friday, we do get Friday night football, so we will not be having Rumboyz After Dark. We will be doing Friday night football, September 6th. Packers, Eagles. It's the battle of the light skins. Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts. Let's go.
Real quick note on that game. That game is already set for Peacock.
Yes, that's the Brazil game. Yes, and that is on Peacock.
Brazil.
Yes, Brazil.
Same.
Big ups. Players, please stay out of the favelas. Thank you. Let's see here. Getting into the Sunday slate. 7 hours of commercial-free football action will be taking place here on this YouTube channel. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. Like, definitely hit the subscribe button now before Sunday slates. Like, you're already here and prepared because there's going to be a lot of off-season content that's going to get you prepared before you have to start going out there and placing your bets and so on and so forth on Underdog Fantasy, because that's what you're all going to play on, right? Steelers, Falcons. Just start.
Arthur Smith revenge game.
Yep. Arthur Smith revenge game. Cardinals, Bills, Titans, Bears, Patriots, Bengals, Texans, Colts, Jaguars, Dolphins, Panthers, Saints, Vikings, Giants. That is your early morning. That is how you are opening up your morning. If your team was mentioned, set a calendar now for your early morning slate. All right. Getting into the afternoon. Raiders, Chargers, Broncos, Seahawks, Cowboys, Browns, Commanders, Bucks. We will be doing Rum Zone during the Rum Zone broadcast. We will make sure, because of Gator and I's teams playing, we're still going to be focusing on everyone's team. We're still going to freaking do our jobs. All right. But we are going to give a little bit of extra, attention for that, because we know that you guys love seeing the panel members kind of go back and forth when our teams are playing each other. Sunday night football, Rams, Lions. It's opening week. Yes, we're doing Sunday night football. I'm going to answer that question right now for y'all. Am I going to just, not get sleep during the football season? I don't care. Football's fun. Monday night football, first Monday night football game of the season. It should be a banger. Niners. Yes, it is the return of Aaron Rodgers off of his 75 seconds of stepping on a NFL field. So the favelas of Brazil, wild, absolutely wild. And yes, for the week. Fellas, I would like to ask you a question now that we've just reviewed the full opening week slate. What game are you most excited for? Are you attending a game or, anything? I'm not attending a game opening week, so I'm just going to answer my own question by saying no. I'm not. But yeah.
I don't think I'm going to attend as of yet. That could change. I mean, we're talking about, something that's 5 months away still. So that could very well change. The one games, what I find interesting here is you have, let's see, it looks like 1, 2, 3 games that are divisional matchups. Week 1.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen very often with the Texans and Colts, Panthers and Saints, and then the Raiders and Chargers. That doesn't usually happen this early. You get that this early, though. To me, it's almost like getting 2 W's. If you can get a divisional win in week 1, it almost gives you that boost, gives you that second win. So now you're sitting there already on top of your division. Depending on what team it is, most of these teams are young. All 6 of these teams are young teams too. It could be a difference maker for a couple of these teams going week 1 and winning a divisional game right away.
Yeah.
I got one game I'm really looking at. I love what you were saying, GatorJ. I love what you're saying, because you get those divisional games right off the bat. Get that, those fights right off the bat. Oh, it's gonna be good. Mine is not a divisional game, but it is in Florida, in the state of Florida. The Jaguars at Dolphins.
That was gonna be mine. Yes.
Oh, sorry, Robbie.
No,
isn't that gonna be a fun game?
I want you to know. Please talk about it. Yes.
Well, you know what? I think number one, the nobody starts faster than the Dolphins, and it's gonna, and the Jaguars, their secondary was one of the worst in the NFL last year. Again, even if it comes back a little bit, they're not going to be able to keep up with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. So that's going to be a tough one. And the Jags, I think, Trevor Lawrence, he's healthy. Brian Thomas and Christian Kirk. The Dolphins secondary, they lost Fangio and they lost the DBs other than Jalen Ramsey. They're gonna give us some points. That game could be a shootout. That could be fun. And if the Jaguars survive, because remember, this is gonna be an early game in Miami, they're gonna be on the side that cooks. So it'll be probably like 120 on their side, and it'll be like 85 on the Dolphins side. So, but yeah, they'll have to get off to a fast start, the Jaguars.
Yeah, to answer Zach's question right here, the Cardinals have one primetime game. It is Monday night.
Week
7.
Yep.
They are the second of two Monday night games there. You get the Ravens Bucks at 8:15, and then the Chargers Arizona at 9.
Yep. And we are going to be getting in it. We are going to, here in a couple seconds. I am going to be going through, Thursday night, Sunday night, Rumday night. I am going to be going through those schedules here shortly. So we are going to be pinpointing those. We're going to try, keep things as condensed as possible without being super sporadic. Even though we're doing a live production, sporadic things are going to happen.
Wow.
For me, opening week, one of the ones that I'm super excited about. Look, we didn't get to see Aaron Rodgers last year.
Ooh.
We need to see what's up. We need to see what's happening. Has he just gone completely bonkers or no? I think that how he plays on the field is really going to answer a lot of questions that we are all wanting answers to. And I think the only way to solve those things is for him to just get back to fucking playing football and stop talking. So I'm excited for that one. And another one that I am excited for is that Brazil game. I'm excited to see how the reception. It's not obviously for fantasy football purposes. Yes, I'm excited. Those are two high octane offenses. The league is becoming is trying to focus more so on scoring this year, and seasons moving forward. Do I think this is a game that's going to be full of points? Yes, absolutely. I want to see how our sport is perceived in completely uncharted territory that we haven't gone for the very first time. There's a storyline within football, outside of football, that really does need to be covered here. And it is obviously how Brazil takes to our game. So those are the ones that I'm definitely excited for. Obviously, like Gator said, though, 3 divisional matchups in opening week. Those are going to be key components. Those are things that you're definitely going to want to be taking into account when we get further down the line and we start thinking about how you're going to be setting that week 1 lineup, who to start, who to sit, yada, 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 so on and so forth. We'll have more stats and things to come as that time gets closer. Robbie, I want to know your AFC East winner as of right now before season starts. I will get into that. I want time to be able to look more into. I want to look more into things before I just start going off the cuff here with the vision.
Oh, just say it's New England. God damn, Robbie. Just
I really say that it's not New England.
Hey, real quick, I know you want to get to week 2. A couple of interesting stats I'm seeing pop up. Packers have 4 straight primetime games late in the season. Week 13, the Dolphins. That's the Thanksgiving night. Week 14, Thursday night football with the Lions. Week 15, Sunday night football with the Seahawks. And then week 16, Monday night football with the Saints. Something you don't see very often, the Steelers and the Bears do not play a divisional game until week 11.
Wow.
Very, very, very wild. Thank you, Gabe,
very
for pointing
tasty.
that out. We're going to work, as the week progresses here. We're going to go through some primetime games. We're gonna start with the Thursday night slate. Corey, you start here. Which one is, when we look at Thursday night football, what's sticking out to you? What's a marquee matchup that you're like, I need to make sure I'm in front of the TV for this 100%, or not necessarily in front of the TV, but just watching Rumboyz play-by-play. Oh,
ooh, yes. Well, let's see. Let me. I just called that one up. Bills Dolphins. Is that one's going to be fun. That one's going to be fun times. Josh Allen against Tua going nuts. You know what? I kind of like that Buccaneers Falcons game in Week 5. I think by that point, Kirk Cousins will and it's in Atlanta. I think that one could be a fun game. They're going to beat up on each other. There's going to be, I don't know what to make up. In Week 3, Packers at Jets. I don't love that game. I think the Cowboys are going to roll the Giants in Week 4 like they did last year. Let's see. 49ers at Seahawks. I think the 49ers are going to outclass the Seahawks, or unless the Seahawks defense really shows up at that point.
Right.
I'm going Week 10. Bengals at Ravens.
I was like, how are we missing that one? Yeah.
So Bengals. Okay, I like that one. I like that one for damn sure. Bengals Ravens.
I'm going to go Week 9, the week prior to that, where we have Houston and the Jets.
Texans at Jets.
Hey, interesting fact. I know I keep bringing these up, but another divisional game matchup here. Thursday Night Football gives you 9 weeks of divisional matchups.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep, and which is what I was about to bring up. I promise, nothing was said in a production meeting prior to this. We got Week 9, we got Week 10. I'm calling Week 11 Commanders Eagles.
Well, we knew where you were going.
It's Commanders, it's prime time, it's the Eagles. Like Jorge mentioned earlier, at this point of the season, what version of the Philadelphia Eagles do we see? Commanders are a team historically, whenever they have, gone on to have over 500 records, or even, go on playoff runs, what do they always do? They catch fire at around this point in the season, and they just start whooping everyone's ass and expecting shit. So I think that there's so much emphasis on that game. Yeah, I kind of like that. I like that a lot, and I promise to the viewing audience, we did not plan to go. When we got into the Thursday Night Football segment, there's no way we could have planned it, because we didn't fucking have the schedule until just now. So yeah, Zach Ertz revenge narrative, yes.
Packers Lions Week 14.
Yep, and then you have LA and San Francisco right after that, another divisional matchup, and then you turn right around and in the Battle of Ohio Week 16.
Oh man, right before Christmas.
Gosh. Yo, Big Bank Bezos said, no, I got the Thursday night schedule, guys. Hold my beer.
Well, here's the thing, though. Truly, Thursday Night Football on Prime has not been the best product out there, whether it's whoever's setting the schedule, or the schedule looks juicy or whatever, and it just doesn't turn out to be anything. You're talking about games that are 12-7. Zero offense, hardly any defense, but the offense is so bad they just can't score. They don't have to have a defense. You know what I mean? It's just been bad football. Hopefully with this lineup, when you're looking at these, I mean, like you said, which one of these teams are, which one of these games are sticking out to you? Well, I said Week 9, Jorge said Week 10, you said Week 11, being biased with your Commander stuff, but we could have all said there's about 7 of these games that no matter what, yes, it's Thursday Night Football. It's the only game in town, but tell me you're not going to tune in to, I don't care what the record is for the Giants. You're not tuning into Dallas at New York. That game's always going to be good, right?
Well,
you're not going to sit there and watch.
It's going to be high stakes, I mean, especially when we talk, like everything from Pick'em to, DFS drafts, like when we start, talking about just just the fantasy side of things and the underdog side of things. I mean, yeah, like it's gonna because of the way that the schedule was done this year and has been marketed, and we haven't even gotten into talking about Sunday or Monday yet. It's there's gonna be action at the table each and every single night, and I love it.
Bring up
one
one
thing
more
that I
week
do
for
want to
you.
highlight here, though, how you brought up the Jets Texans. That is a Halloween game. I'm gonna say this on air. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna clip this part, and it's not even gonna go on social media. I'm just gonna send it to the Rumboyz group chat. Think about what you're gonna be for Halloween now. Like, put a little effort into it. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna say it now. I'm just gonna say it. Yo, chat, you can expect me to do something outlandish for you. I got you.
Well, you already know what Aaron Rodgers is dressing up as. He's dressing up as CJ Stroud.
I want to see him with the dreads.
One more that's interesting right off when you just look at it on paper is week 8, where you got Minnesota going to LA. Is JJ McCarthy with Justin Jefferson? Is that really going to be a thing? And are we going to see it on that turf? Are we going to see two high-powered offenses on that turf?
I think you're going to see Sam Darnold coming back home.
Look, here's the thing. I'm super high on what JJ is going to be able to do. And this isn't even necessarily pertaining to the schedule. This is just a take on a player and his landing spot specifically. Guys, please don't be hesitant about grabbing JJ. You know, I don't give a look. If you're in a Bestball format, you should be thinking about having at least 3 solid options at QB. Anyways, I always kind of recommend it. A lot of guys will they'll play with the 2, and they get pissed off when both of them gets hurt. Don't be that guy. I'm highly advocating on JJ McCarthy, and it is equitable for you to work your way back and grab a Jay Jettas early on, and then know that in the back of your mind, okay, I am going to stack that with McCarthy, and I can almost damn near promise you at this point that the draft room is almost going to let it happen for the most part. So, just saying,
they're going to wait. They're going to wait, especially at that point. Even late, I think there's going to be some training camp hype that it could be Sam Darnold early on for at least half the season.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think that Darnold stands a chance, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
But what if Darnold is Geno Smith 2022, and he saves his career and becomes something somewhere else?
I can't see it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I want to get into Sunday Night Football, the midnight oil shift, because I don't know what happened last year. No, in my whole career, I had never, ever covered Sunday Night Football really. Like I was like, yo, like that's my break time. That's my personal time. Now I get to sit back and at least enjoy one game. Last year, we did not Kurt. We were calling Sunday Night Football, and honestly, now that I know that you guys enjoy it that much, we're going to keep doing it. So, getting into the Sunday Night Football schedule, it's Rams, Chiefs. Obviously, we're going to start off the season, right? We got Rams, Lions.
That one's
back-to-back bangers.
Oh, that one's going to be. Oh.
It's like when you're listening to like your favorite album, and like it's just like just each song is just Bears, Texans, it's Caleb Williams, it's CJ Stroud, battle of the youngsters. Kirk Cousins on primetime in week 3. Okay.
But so it's home Kirk.
Home Kirk. But it's still primetime Kirk. Chiefs, Falcons. Week 4. Bills, Ravens. That's
some bangers all the way through week 4.
Yeah. Like by that time, we're knowing what's up with Keon Coleman for sure. And that game's just going to be awesome because it's going to be like Coleman, Flowers, like every other play. Give me 7 targets for them both on that game in week 4. Yeah. Cowboys, Steelers, week 5. Bengals, Giants. This is where it gets a little weak. Only because I don't even think we need to predict the Giants' fucking schedule at this point. Let's see what happens with Hard Knocks before we even try and predict the New York Giants schedule. But Bengals are going to wax the floor with New York right there. And New York is going to be at home. It's just going to be tears. Don't even bother getting tickets. Good thing I don't have a SeatGeek sponsor. Holy shit, that was a crazy joke. Jets, Steelers racking up some runs on here with 2 Sunday night games. Cowboys,
that Jets defense is so good.
Oh yeah, Cowboys, Niners. I'll go ahead before I even ask you to. This is probably my favorite of all the Sunday night games, just because of the history behind these two as rivals. Give me everything with this game. Give me the pregame reel of Rice and Irvin and I'm so there for it.
Roger Craig, Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, give me all of that. I might even before that game kicks off, like the week leading up, I have to go back and watch some old school games. Those were the greatest as a kid. Jaguars, Eagles, week 9. Week 10, Lions, Texans. Week 11, Colts, Jets. Week 12, Eagles, Rams. Dolphins, Packers in 13. We have 2 week 13 Sunday night games because 49ers and Bills are on the bill as well. That's going to be fun. Week 14, Chargers, Chiefs. Excited. I always love a good Herbert Mahomes showdown. Packers, Seattle in week 15. Week 16, we get 2. Texans, Chiefs, Bucks, Cowboys. Let's go. Let's go. That's going to be fire. Gators already touched on that that Bucks Cowboys. And then Dolphins, Browns to close out that Sunday night slate, week 17. Fellas, your favorite game?
There'll be a game Sunday Night Football for week 18. We just don't know who that is yet. That'll be yet to be determined.
Correct.
It'll be
what,
playoff
Robbie?
seeding.
I just thought about something, Robbie. I don't know if the corporate card can do this or not, but that week 8 matchup, Dallas, San Francisco, Rumboyz live. San Fran.
Yo.
That's the week. That's the weekend of
Levi's
Halloween. Yes, yeah. That's October 28th, I believe it would be. That's Sunday night. No, so it would be the 27th. October 27th. Just hey, throwing the bug out there.
You know what? No, hey, that's.
Hey, did you hear that? That birdie on your shirt.
Message. I love it. No. I mean, that's how we make a company great. I'll definitely think about it for damn sure.
Yeah.
Fellas, your favorite game off this slate? Jorge, you start us off, and then we'll pass it over to Gator.
Sunday night. Oh, I God, there's real bangers. You know what? I'm gonna go with Bears Texans. The Caleb hype will be real, and the Texans, CJ Stroud at home. I think it's gonna be fun. I think that one's just that's gonna be fun. Ohio State against USC.
Yes,
that one's. I mean, we already talked about Rams at Lions, which that one. But yeah, I'm going Bears Texans. I think both defenses will still be figuring themselves out. It could be Caleb with those 3 receivers on the fast turf. Ooh, that's gonna be caliente. That's gonna be a track.
I'm naming the Sunday Night Football slate after an amazing album, Purple Rain.
Oh,
this just banger after banger after banger. GatorJ, your favorite game off the Purple Rain slate?
Oh man,
I love Jorge's game there, because I think that's one of those games where you've got what Caleb Williams hopes to be this year. He's looking right across the field and seeing, what CJ Stroud did. And he says, okay, I was put in a better position. I need to at least accomplish what you accomplished last year in my current situation. But that is not the one I'm looking at right away. I'm going to week 10, another Houston game, but it's Detroit going down to Houston. Offense. We could see 66-64 as a final in this game. No, it won't be that bad.
Detroit and Houston exposure in best ball, because Houston has came up repetitively.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit has came up repetitively.
Well, when you're looking at these offenses, these high-powered offenses, right? That's what we want. We want that, and whether that's looking at the correlation in week 17 or whether that's looking at week 2, we want nothing but points. I mean, look, when you're playing this $1.5 million tournament, we're not playing weekly. I'm not playing against Jorge. I'm not playing against Robbie weekly. I want as many points in week 2 as I can possibly get. And that's why correlation is so important when it comes to week 17, because we know these guys are going to be on the field, and these are the matchups we want to have bits and pieces of. Now, when you look at, for instance, like Houston or Detroit, we also want to know who they're playing so we can get other pieces
exactly
in that week. So that's, I mean, maybe not exactly where you were going with that, but that's exactly how I look at the whole story.
And I mean, with that, and I'm doing the exact same thing as I'm going through, and I'm picking out, my matchups in my games. I'm looking at what's just gonna be downright dirty and just firefights. That part in Boondock Saints where like William Dafoe, he's like walking in the middle of the street, like in the middle of the investigation. There was a firefight. That's all that's going through my head as I am like picking out my favorites right now.
Robbie, real quick, I just want to throw this. Week 8, Dallas at San Francisco. We make that trip, and then we fly across country for the Saturday game, which is the Florida Georgia game on Saturday.
Oh my goodness!
Then we
the world's biggest cocktail party.
Yes, and then we drive down the interstate a couple 3 hours for a Monday night matchup. Oh wait, no, I believe that's going to be it's Kansas City Chiefs at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers the following Monday. I'm just, I
know your job paying you well.
Oh my goodness.
No, something to definitely fucking think about. And who knows? Who knows? What
don't take out a high interest loan. We don't need to.
we could get the Madden Cruiser out of mothballs, and for that, so we don't maybe go on economy style.
Right, I would be economy for all of that shit.
I don't think the corporate card would cover the Madden Cruiser, to be quite honest. We got a limit already.
No, but no, I mean, this slate's gonna be ill. It's gonna be ill. Look, so Sunday night we're calling that one the Purple Rain slate. Thursday night football, what I'm calling that's the All Eyes on Me slate after the late great Pac album. Let's get into Rum Day night football and see what inspires here. Let me go through the games real fast. We already talked about the first one here. Aaron Rodgers' return. He's going to close out week 1, having to face the San Francisco 49ers. Brock Purdy. All right. Let's see if the San Francisco 49ers can pick up from where they left off, opening up the season there against or hosting the Jets. Week 2, Falcons, Eagles, Jags, Bills, Commanders, Bengals. How the fuck we ended up with the Rum Day night game, I don't know. It's a road one. It'll be interesting. I already kind of touched on that one earlier. Titans, Dolphins, week 4. Seahawks, Lions. We expressed that this is going to be a good matchup.
Every year they play a big game. Every year.
Exactly.
What was it, like 48-46 a couple years ago? And then last year they had another big one.
No, this is fact. So I mean, we're already expecting fireworks in that matchup week 4. Saints, Chiefs. Chiefs are gonna get that one easy. Bills, Jets, Ayo, Ravens, Bucks. Okay, Gator getting in on the Rum Day night action. I love it. I love it. Chargers, Cardinals. There you go. I saw Zach in the chat earlier. There's a divisional matchup there. Giants, Steelers in week 8. Bucks, Chiefs. Again, Bucks.
Playoff
Dolphins.
team, baby. Playoff team. I mean,
Playoff team. Yeah. No, gotta get that limelight. Dolphins, Rams, Texans, Cowboys. Week 12, Ravens, Chargers, Browns, Broncos. Week 14, Bengals, Cowboys. Week 15, Bears, Vikings, Falcons, Raiders in week 15. Saints, Packers, week 16. Week 17, Lions, Niners. Big correlation game right there. Big correlation game right there. Fellas, what are your thoughts on this one? I didn't like this slate as much as the other two. This one's a little underwhelming.
Well, you know what? This has great games that maybe aren't going to see a lot of points scored. There's some good defenses that are going to be playing in some of these games, and some Giants Steelers. That's going to be underwhelming offensively unless Malik Neighbors goes nuts. I'm going to take one real. Where was that game? It was the Texans Cowboys Battle of Texas. I think that one's gonna go nuclear.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud and Dak Prescott are just gonna light the night up, and it's gonna be. I love that game. Tons of points gonna be scored. It's just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, Stroud against Dak. I mean, indoors. Dak indoors is a different quarterback. I think neither team has. I know Joe Mixon got added to the Texans, but I mean, this is going to be a passing fest, and it's going to be fun. So fun.
No, I agree. I agree with that one. Week 11, November football. Dallas not great. Come November, December time frame. I love the call there. Well, November is kind of when they begin falling off the cliff. December, it's really December and January where Dallas cannot play good football. So I like that call there. Gator, your favorite game off this slate?
I need to correct myself. Week 9 is not KC at Tampa. It is actually Tampa at KC. So KC. Yeah. That takes that out unless we were gonna go halfway back across the country. Week 11, like Jorge said there, the Battle of Texas, that's going to be a real juicy one. Week 14 looks really nice with another Dallas home game on Monday night with the Bengals coming to the town. I think that could be a really juicy matchup as well, just like the Texans one. But the one I can't get out of my head is the NFC Championship rematch, Week 17. Detroit Lions go back out to San Francisco. I mean, just listen.
We need to tailgate in San Francisco for this one too.
Yes, yeah. This might actually be the game to go to here. Get plenty of time to price tickets and get us some sponsorships to go out or whatnot. Look, it is as much as I want to watch this game, Detroit 49ers. It's week 17, and if that game's being played, that means we're almost done again.
That's that's also determining your payout.
No. I'm talking about having to wait for more football for another 9 months. I don't want to do that again. I just want to sit here and just wait till week 17. Like, let that be like 5 months, 6 months, 9 months down the road, and then 2 weeks later we'll start again. That's what I want to happen. We need to get to like a 36-game season, and then we'll go that route.
Well, we will have an 18-game season at some point.
Oh, for sure.
Before long.
For sure.
Definitely being
they want the Super Bowl on President's Day weekend.
Yeah, I think ultimately the theme of what every game that I've brought up or that Jorge's brought up it's all about points, and these high-powered offenses. And when you look at this slate, even though you just said, Robbie, you don't care for this slate as much, when you look at the Monday night games, there are plenty of juicy games in here. Take out the Giants Steelers one. I mean, the Chargers Cardinals one, that could still be a juicy game in week 7 rather.
Absolutely.
You know, the even the Chargers Ravens in week 12, the Broncos Browns in week 13. These games could still manufacture decent points, but we're hammering home the Lions, the 49ers, the Cowboys, the Bengals, Houston. Those teams are the ones that we are just like, these are the teams we are all in on, and we're still 5 months from the season. But we're still going to be all in on these teams, and it doesn't matter what day they play on. I don't care if it's a Monday, a Thursday. I don't care where they play, whether it's in Kansas City, Brazil, London. If they play on Mars at this point, I don't give a damn. I want these are the matchups I want. These are and props to the NFL for hammering that home and getting some great matchups all around.
No, I agree. I'll make my take quick because I do want to get into week 17 matchups and the importance of correlation, and then we'll also from there I'll get into when you guys that are viewing at home, when you can expect to get content, whether it's myself or anyone else, to be able to give you some or to be able to go through, and we're going to rate rosters or not rosters, but schedules, because I do want us to want to be able to get us out of here at a very, very reasonable time. For me, my Rumday night game of the Rumday night slate, Monday Night Football, is week 2. It's Cousins on the road against Philadelphia.
Ooh.
This is now your third team, and you've got the bag everywhere you go. Are we getting primetime Kirk or not? And for me personally, as someone that tends to usually lean towards investing in Kirk as a QB2, I need you to kind of pop off this game. I need you to kill this primetime narrative.
Well, that's why they got Michael Penix. I'm just letting you know right now.
He's going to play the primetime.
I was asked in the chat, would I place a bet on Penix starting a game at some point this season? Yes, I would. And the only way that I would place that bet, though, it would only be through Underdog Fantasy. Just saying. I'm just going to keep doing that. Let's see here. Matt says, Robbie, Commander Super Bowl, but the Dodgers don't make the playoffs. Deal or no deal. Give me that Super Bowl, baby. You ain't gotta. That's something you ain't gotta sell me on. I do want to get into. I want to go back to week 17 correlation because we've been talking it up throughout the show. We've been hyping it up throughout the show. From fantasy football perspective, when we talk best ball, this is realistically. It's not everything that matters. We are going to have other talks on best ball strategy, but from a best ball standpoint, today is the day that you've all realistically have been waiting for and have been wanting.
I'd love to see what the numbers are going to be on Underdog. Is what the from 8:00 this evening till whatever, call it midnight tonight, just a 4-hour time window to see how many best ball drafts started between that 4 hours.
No, that's something that I am anxious to look at, which is also why we're going to get through this. I
want to get off so I can draft too.
Yeah. Week 17, obviously, we mentioned the 2 Christmas games: Chiefs, Steelers, Ravens, Texans, followed by on the following Thursday, Seahawks, Bears. Sunday, we get into Jets, Bills, Titans, Jags, Packers, Vikings, Raiders, Saints, Panthers, Bucks, Cowboys, Eagles, Dolphins, Browns. Monday, we have Lions, 49ers. Games yet to be scheduled: Broncos, Bengals, Cardinals, Rams, Chargers, Patriots, Colts, Giants, Falcons, Commanders. Fellas, obviously, from just purely, dropping game about Best Ball Mania, I don't want any of you on any specific player. It's going to happen irregardless, so don't take what I'm going to say as rule of thumb. When it comes to exposure, when you get done with your drafts and you're looking back at your exposure, try and maintain no more than about 33% of any player, 33% of any player. it's a large field. You're going to get a lot of entries, so on and so forth. There are going to be times where you're, hey, look at me right now through 3 drafts. I got 100% Mark Andrews. It's happening. I am going to break that up a little bit with my entries. But I do want to preach, though, try and keep it within mind. But what is a game? What is a team and a game in conjunction with said team when now we've gotten roster or we've gotten schedules and such? What's a team? What's a game that you're kind of hyper focusing when we look big picture this early on?
I'll take out the Lions and 49ers real quick because I just hammered that one home. But going back to what we were talking about again with these offenses, that 425 game, Cowboys at the Eagles, even though it's going to be, it's still going to be cold in Philly, but those games always seem to be good. And if I'm looking at the best ball side of things and I'm stacking Jalen Hurts with AJ Brown or Jalen Hurts with Devontae Smith, I'm also trying to get a piece of that Dallas offense. Even if it is only Daniel Bellinger, not Daniel Bellinger,
Jones,
Daniel Jones,
the tight end for
Cody Bellinger, Cody.
Is it Bellinger?
Yeah.
It is Daniel Bellinger
or Daniel
for
Bellinger.
Dallas.
Cody Bellinger. Oh, for Dallas, it's Jake Ferguson. Jake Ferguson.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he had 100 targets last year, over 100 targets last year.
Yeah.
So that's what but if that's just one piece that I can, if that's because I can get him late kind of a thing. I don't think there's a way that I can get like an AJ Brown and CeeDee Lamb, right? I don't think that's even possible. But I can go get, a piece of the Dallas offense. Yep. Or vice versa, get CD, maybe get Dak a little bit later and go get,
To your point, I'd much rather be on when we look at week 17, we talk Dallas, I feel like I'd much rather probably be on the Philadelphia side of that matchup. And I see myself maybe investing my coin more so there. $25 entry, hey, that's a penny.
That's why I brought Philly up because I'd rather be on the Philly side of it as well. But I would like to have a piece of that Dallas, just right. Pieces of that game can make or break your whole bank when it comes to cashing out.
If I'm on the Dallas side of it and I'm thinking from that perspective, what I'd probably see myself more so doing is maybe that piece that I have is a premium. It would probably be a premium on that because I don't mind going like a Devontae Smith or or any of those. I don't mind going with any other Eagle to kind of make sure that I'm having that correlation there. The only way I'm laying on the Dallas side is I'm going premium. I'm going with their premium players.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to catch. It's going to be hard to catch Dallas's premium players and get a piece of the Philly offense, because Philly's offense that you want, those are all premium too. They're all going early.
Could you get CD? Could you get CD and Saquon in the first 2 rounds?
Nah, Saquon's going in the first round.
Yeah, Saquon's going. I thought maybe he was going early second round. But
no, maybe if you're on back end, it's definitely going to take us.
The piece of here's just something to keep an eye on, because okay, like Aiden said here, he's investing in the Dallas offense or in the Dallas passing game because they don't have any running backs. Okay, fine. There is a piece of that Dallas offense that, okay, maybe he's not a piece as of yet, but very well could be, and that's the Frenchman, Flournoy.
Oh, Flournoy.
Flournoy. Yeah. So that could be something interesting, with them not signing Gallup. That could be an interesting piece for them to have coming down there. And you could get him in the 20th round.
Yeah, he's
absolutely no. I mean, and things are gonna change. Obviously we're gonna get news and such that'll help us. With our drafts, with ADP. ADP is gonna move. Just right now, as of today, looking at especially Dallas's schedule, I got kind of just to Aiden's point. I'm staying away unless it's the passing game. Can I convince you to stop drafting Bowers? I have a Bauer share, and I don't think I really can because of the value that he was coming in.
He's so cheap. He's so cheap.
Exactly. So I mean,
he may be number 2 in targets on that team.
Look, I didn't like the landing spot for him either. However, I don't think it kills the value ultimately for Michael Mayer either, because they're two different completely different players, right? Think about how Buffalo did as well with Dawson Knox and Kincaid. That's more comparable to what
I think
how Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers can be used. They can both be on the field at the same time, especially in that offense with Minshew as the quarterback. That means both of them are going to get the opportunity.
Talent speaks, and that's where I'm at with Bowers. Jorge, we have a couple minutes before we get ready to wrap things up here on the Pirate Ship. Week 17 game that you feel like the viewers should target, that you're going to be targeting at this given moment without us. Let's remember, people at home, we're just now seeing all the schedules and such as much as you. More in-depth analysis to come. We'll definitely be having more coming on this. We also have a Friday night show that we got to do for you guys, so be patient with us. Jorge.
Well, I already talked about Rams Cardinals that I think is going to run, but I've got a sneaky game that could go ballistic on Sunday, and it's in the early slate. Titans at Jaguars. I'm gonna have a roster, a best ball roster that has Trevor Lawrence as my second quarterback, and Brian Thomas getting him late, and Calvin Ridley getting him in the middle rounds. I think there's and maybe like a Tajay Spears or Tajay Spears, but I think the passing game, both secondaries are rebuilding. And I think Trevor Lawrence is going to has a big comeback year this year. I think that's a sneaky game that's going to score some points this year. It's going to be that game could go nuts because the other thing is, on the other side, the Titans, Levis is still playing to prove that he's got that he's an NFL quarterback. And the Jags, their secondary is not great. So I think
you also never know what's going to happen or what version you're going to get of teams out of that division too. I mean,
at that point.
No, I love that take. That was one that I was kind of honing in on too. I was like, divisional, guys may or may not have something to prove. Who's to say that the Jags may not? The Jags always find a sneaky way to kind of be within the conversation of in the hunt. So who's to say that's not a game that's determining whether or not they're in the dance or not, or opportunity at the dance. So
I think Calvin Ridley bets on that game, and which and which team does he take? Does he take his current team or his old team, or the team that he tends to bet on? I'm asking for a friend.
He's betting the over. That's what he's going to
bet. Exactly.
And he's using Shohei's account, right?
For me, a matchup that I'm definitely looking at and looking into. It is going to be. We talked about it earlier, and I'm sorry to double down on it, but I feel like it's one that I can't emphasize enough. But it's the one that we've had the most information about. It is Ravens Texans. Yeah. It is Ravens Texans. As analysts give us time to kind of navigate what's going to happen and wait for more reports to come out of Houston to where we can figure out what's going to happen with this wide receiver room. At the given moment, I am advising it's okay to stack up with Stroud Diggs, Stroud Collins, Stroud Dell. You should be trying to accomplish that stack anywhere possible. On the Ravens side of things, you are working from
Schultz.
Yep,
Don't forget Schultz.
Right. No. Schultz. I mean, even fuck, I don't care. Like Joe Mixon out of the backfield could even be, is going to be a thing. On the Baltimore side of things, what's great about the Texans, really quick, is you can work. You can work back to front in most cases, and maybe you grab Stroud 4th, 5th, and maybe you're grabbing Diggs, Nico, 3rd, 4th. It works out to where you're going to have to pull the trigger. You're going to have to. This is with the Texas team in general, it is a go and get your guys offense when plotting on trying to draft those players. With the Ravens, for some reason people overlook the receivers. I don't think you need to be worrying about Zay Flowers this year. You can accomplish a Zay Flowers Lamar stack, but you're working from front to back at that point. You're grabbing Lamar, maybe third round. Third round. You're probably gonna have to grab Lamar first, and then get the other pieces around him, the Andrews, the Flowers, et cetera, et cetera. So that's kind of the approach right now in terms of regards to ADP and things you're going to be seeing in the market. We will be live Friday. We will be going more in depth to the schedule release Friday night. So make sure you guys tune in to Rumboyz After Dark. Fellas, any last words or takes? We have not even a couple minutes.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Roy.
My last one, I forgot to mention a game. Correlation huge. Another game to correlate. Packers at Vikings. That game's going to be indoors. That game's going to run. That game is going to run. It's going to be fun. But yeah, play the quarterbacks. Look at the quarterbacks where they're going to be at the end of the season. So, especially the dome quarterbacks, are they indoors? Are they going to be playing in bad weather? Are they good enough to play in bad weather? Justin Herbert, Matthew Stafford, you trust them anywhere, but maybe you start, questioning Dak Prescott, if he's playing in bad weather or something like that. So, definitely look at those guys. I think we're going to see offensive revival this year because I think there's some teams that are going to be scoring points that haven't been doing well, but. And running backs are cheap this year on Underdog. Yeah. So get your receivers early, get there, and then bang quarterbacks in the middle rounds. So that's me. And unfortunately, I got to dip out early, but I'm gonna give you guys much love. Robbie, you are always familia.
Thank you for joining.
Abrazos. GatorJ. Abrazos. Everybody, salud. Drink a shot of tequila for me.
Salud. Dilly. Gator, go ahead. We'll wrap up.
Yeah, just real quick, I want to bring up two games that could be potential just like shootouts, depending. You got the Jets at the Bills in the early game at 1 o'clock. So that could be, and again, I'm talking about another divisional game. One that may not look as juicy right now, but just about every single player on the Browns is cheap.
Yes.
So they're hosting the Dolphins. You can get the Dolphins early, get the Browns late, have a great matchup there. It's again, over this next couple of days, we're going to see ADP on its head from what it has been with this correlation and everything. So as that settles back down and we actually have a true ADP in about a week or so, then we'll be able to know where Deshaun Watson, where this Jerry Jeudy, where this Amari Cooper, where does Jerome Ford fit into these matchups? Where does David Njoku fit in? And how can I match up with some piece of Miami, because a lot of the Miami is, like I said, going a little bit earlier.
No, absolutely. Make sure that you guys are like just because, to Gator's point there, just because, yes, eventually ADP kind of shakes out and it settles out. ADP is always ever changing, so on and so forth. It really does not, I'm going to be honest, it does not matter when you begin drafting. Get rid of the theory of you shouldn't draft before schedule released, or when it comes to best ball, when the tournament gets announced, from the day the tournament was announced, that all the way through the summer, manage your bankroll, get out there, have some fun. A lot of stuff that we're talking about doesn't even just necessarily apply to Best Ball Mania itself. Also applies to, whether you're playing in the Chihuahua, the puppy, et cetera, so on and so forth. So a lot of the skill sets and things of that nature that we're talking about do translate. So make sure you guys are taking this information, no matter what contest you're playing, no matter what tournament you're playing. Allow us to help you. We're here to help. Feel free to DM us questions if need be. Our DMs are always open. And yeah, Friday, we're going more in depth. Follow us on social media. We're going to be dropping a lot of announcements, a lot of announcements, a lot of really cool graphics from our two graphic designers, both Drop the Mic FF and this wonderful gentleman here next to me, GatorJ. Leafs, feel free to go back and watch this. If you see any shorts that you feel are compelling and would be useful for the social media, shoot them into my email. I'll go ahead and I'll take care of them and get them posted as long as everything is good. And yeah, shout out shopgld.com. Shout out underdogfantasy.com. Catch us at the Fantasy Football Expo. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm RumboyzRobbie. That's my homie GatorJ. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rum Boys and girls, what it do. Dilly dilly. This has been a Rum Zone special. Happy schedule release.